again. Let's see, it's Saturday and it's time for a walkthrough. So as you can see, today's progress report, we've got the front step has been cleaned and painted with a light gray. We'll go through and update you on what's happening here. The last time we needed to paint this, which that's been done. Sometimes you notice things when you're filming a video. We'll go back in here, and the living room is pretty much like it was. We're going to do one final coat of flat on the walls when we leave here. We've got a bench set up. Let's go into the northeast bedroom here. We've got the door parts out because we're ready to put the closet doors back in, the folding doors. In this room, we've got you can see there's still some insulation on the floor here, but we painted the door to the attic and closed that off. But before we did that, we got up in there. Brett did the heavy lifting, got him up in there, and he sistered 3 2x4s to the broken rafters, and those are now fixed. And you can be sure that when we have an inspection done, the buyer has an inspection done, they're going to get up there. I've got this light fixture's not in. That just had a cover on it, wasn't working. The neighbor is an electrician. He said he would come over next Tuesday and look at. We have a dead outlet. He said he would come over and take a look at those things for me, which was really nice of him. Maybe we can figure out why there's no power to this light. There is a light switch here, just right behind this door. All these closet doors have been painted. We'll take a walk through here. All the trash, I'm taking loads over to our dumpster at Sherwood Realty and dumping them in there. Why don't we go to the bathroom first? Of course, the toilet is working. You had that before. These spots on here, we picked up some 2-part epoxy, and you got like a wheat color, because these tiles are actually called wheat. So there are those 2 grab bar holes that have been filled with epoxy. The sink is in and functioning, so that's nice. The plumbing and everything is new under here. Down here's been painted. We're going to have to just touch that up a little bit, but I think that the sink looks just fabulous. And it's got a new faucet, new sink. I think that's really, really great. We put the cover on the outlet here. So the bathroom is pretty much done. So we can there's a lot of things here that are getting done. I haven't done anything more on this floor in here. In this bedroom here, which would be the southeast bedroom, we thought we would figure out what we're doing here. This looks a lot better. The panel's ready to go in, by the way. This will fit in here. I've got some screws that will make this look really, really nice. So that panel will sit like that. But the baseboard is in now. We cut and routered new baseboard. For the shoe molding, I just ripped down some 1x that we had out in the garage and rounded that over. The floor is we ended up staining some of this, but it looks really nice. We're going to run the stain up here to this spot, which will be just under the door. And so it'll be right along this board here. We'll extend that out
Brett wasn't sure what to do, but we had to clean off this, get some paint remover, remove that paint, put the door on, and this will be done. The baseboard has been caulked in and needs a final coat of paint. I did buy 2 closet rods. I should have brought 3, so I put it on my list for another closet rod. We've got the closet rod installed in here, and which, like I said before, gives it kind of a nice finished look. This door is ready to be installed with the hardware. There'll be little touch-up items to do. Again, this room is basically done. And as far as what's new here, the kitchen. Oh, by the way, I found for the light, I found this. One of my neighbors put this out, actually. It was free, and it's in excellent condition. So we're going to go ahead and replace that light fixture with this one, which is in excellent condition, looks newer, and I think that'll look really pretty in there. So the next update I'm sure those will be installed. The old ceiling light fixture, we painted that black to match the new one that we got for free. We painted the outside black and the inside white to reflect the light, and then the glass, of course, is cleaned and ready to go. This one maybe we'll donate to Habitat for Humanity. So now that we have, we worked on the other closet, I'm going to use a lighter stain in here, and then we'll close this up, and that'll be wonderful to have this corner all closed up. In the meantime, these are all the shelves out of the kitchen cabinets. These have all been painted and are ready to reinstall. This is the stain. We use some stain that this I had on hand and some polyurethane, and we mixed some of that together to put a final coat on the floor in the closet. So you can see up here where those light fixtures are going to go. The walls have all been painted. That door obviously is not painted, and that we just did some scraping on that this morning. We've got Brett has all these cabinets painted inside and out. They're primed and then painted. The bottoms have a second coat on, and he will do the same thing in the uppers. This window here, we took off this would not open. We could not get it open. But it's kind of important over the sink, kitchen sink, because you can stand there and have a window open. And so we took the storm window off of there and freed that. Then painted it. I just reinstalled the screen this morning. This window does have the ropes on it with the counterweights to lift it up, and that is functioning properly now. Probably when we get all this done, now suddenly the countertops aren't looking wonderful, and so we'll probably take, and if I put some light on this, you might be able to see it better. It'll clean up, and certainly the sink, we already had it cleaned once, but I'll put some paint remover on there and get the sink cleaned up, and then maybe we'll do the same treatment on this countertop that we did in the bathroom. But this room is looking way, way better. Out here, I think there was some, when you're looking at it, we were peeling paint off, and we decided to go ahead and come out into the hallway here and get this painted. Brett put some mud on that this morning, and couple more coats of mud, and we should have this completely done, and we put some paint on this room. This floor, we should probably pull this floor up. It's curling around the edges. And it's pretty darn bad. And you know, the vinyl is not that expensive. I can measure it up and get a price on this, and maybe I'll cut in a piece of vinyl. The stuff they use now is you loose lay it in. It seems like all the places are selling that now. You just lay it down and loose lay it in. And maybe the last thing in the living room, you might want to put down a piece of carpeting in there. I will measure that and get a price on it so we get an idea what we're talking about. Got a hose over here we took and cleaned that awning, which is kind of cool. The awning is, I think, kind of cool, nice feature. I did look at Rust-Oleum has a paint for fabric that we could paint it with, or maybe we'll just leave that. We've got power running out to the garage. Oh, and Brett did get this widened out, so it's kind of hard to see with the van in the way, but this is all cut back. I think last time you saw it, it was just covered over. A big section of it was covered over with growth. I had them kind of transplanted out here because it's kind of a ground cover. So we just raked an area here along the fence and put it down here. It's got like a succulent growing in it, but that appears to still be living and doing well. Over here, we've got I did bring some hardware over here that I had. It was mid-century modern, which all the kids like, you know, back in the olden days of the 1960s and 50s. Brett wanted to spray paint the hardware black, so I took it and soaked it in lacquer thinner to cut all the paint and let it, you know, and then I used a wire brush and some steel wool and sandpaper, cleaned that up, prepped it, and then hung it from this cable here, put a couple coats of black spray paint on it. As soon as Brett's done with the, excuse me, there's some pollen out here. We had a tree fall on it's the neighbor's tree. It's just kind of over the corner. I was standing out here and I heard this big crack, and then this tree fell down. When I say down, it's just leaning up against here. They call these widowmakers, but it is slightly over the corner of your property here. It looks like the tree's been dead for some time. If you can see right here, it looks like it just gave way and then fell down. Maybe I can talk to the neighbors about it. I'm making some progress on the garage. I'll show you inside. If you look up here, I don't know if you can see that, but there is a dip in the roof. And there is some water coming in there. I'm going to see if I can maybe cure that from the inside. And if necessary, probably put a couple shingles on there. I plan on being done by the 26th of June, and the plan is to have the property on the market by July 10. Denise is working on some comps. I think the garage door is a little different since you saw it last time. It looks a lot better. My truck is a mess, bringing equipment and parts, and a lot of this job is materials handling and having the tools and materials to get the job done. As you can see, we got router, pancake compressor, power tools. Now into the garage, we got our little workshop set up in here. I've got a bench set up and a table saw. We drilled the holes for the come along up in here. I don't know if you can see that, and then hooked the cable. We've got the cable strung across here. Brett and I got the cable strung and are cranking down on it. There's 2 come-alongs here. So the objective is to get this up here to come over and to be up in there, but I'm having a hard time. These come-alongs supposedly exert 4 tons of pressure, and I'm kind of cranking on it, but it doesn't want to move. So it's not as easy as if you have a gable roof where you've got 2 sides and then the gable's at either end. But I've got this pushed up. I jacked up this main beam that's coming through here. I jacked that up, so if I can pull that together, I put pressure on it. Sometimes you got to come back, put a little more pressure on it, then gradually it starts to give. Here, this is what I've been working on a lot today. Removed a badly damaged one of the joists here, right here. I've been cutting off the nails and I'll replace that. I got these nails to go yet. I made cuts on here to take it off as segments, and that's off now. And that was badly rotted and maybe termite damaged, carpenter ants. I did have a bunch of carpenter ants fall out here. I had to kind of stomp them. There's a couple of them up here kind of busy. But I'll spray that for carpenter ants. I took out, these are the top plates. The top plate is doubled right here, if you can see that. So you got the wall joist, you got a top plate, then you got another one, and then you got the rafters resting on them. So this section here that the inspector didn't like, you can see we've got a broken rafter there. And then the top plate up here was very, very bad condition, rotted. So I used a Sawzall oscillating tool. I got these out, and so I'm going to take and put them, I'm going to put new wood in there. Then this is where the sag seems to be, and that hole that I told you before was it for a chimney. I got some of this trim out of here, and I'm going to try pushing that up, maybe put a piece of plywood under the whole thing, pull it up. So I just need to tie all this in, and this is kind of punky, and the rafter, and then this there is one main, I could call it a beam. It's really like a 2x6 laying flat from the front of the garage and comes back here to the back of the garage, but really doesn't attach to anything. I can show you here. It's just kind of flopping. So the objective here is to, first of all, to maybe make this proper, close it up so that the shingle, if I push it up in, I think it'll take that sag out of the roof and let the water shed rather than come through. Maybe a bundle of shingles and then maybe just go over it once I get it squared away. So I'll have new 2x4s in. Next progress report will be new 2x4s up in here, piece of plywood up here pushing this up, and that will be resolved. There's been a lot of mudding, painting, sanding. Most of that is done though. So we've been painting and just done a ton of things. So, but we're coming very close to the end of this project, and I'm very pleased with the way it looks. Hope you are too. I will give you another progress report in a week, and again by the Tuesday the 25th or Wednesday the 26th, I plan on being done.
I'll put Brett on some other job. And if you have any questions, give me a call. Thank you.